Well, this was supposed to be the first of 3 Intercontinental title Fatal 4-Way qualifiers, but as we just seen, Sub-Zero got taken out by CM Punk, which I'm not surprised because Sub-Zero did beat up CM Punk earlier in the month, no, last month, and Captain Pollution just got taken out by Bane with a pipe. So now this first IC title match, qualifying match, has now gone from a 4-way to a basic one-on-one match between Green Lantern and AA Omega. This is going to be interesting to see if Green Lantern can turn his career around in this company and qualify for the Fatal 4 match for the IC title. And freaking Yusuke, the current champion, will have a huge task ahead of him to somehow beat 3 other guys, depending on who those 3 guys are. And Lantern, like I said, he's had opportunities for titles in the past, but he's always come up short. Meanwhile, this guy that's coming out, he's a former U.S. champion in this company, and the current World Heavyweight Champion of the AWF, and also at the time of this recording, current Hardcore Champion in AOT2. But AA Omega is making his way to the ring, and he's hoping to get an opportunity to qualify for that 4-way title match and win his second Lone Wolf Wrestling title. Which in this case will be the Intercontinental Championship if he somehow manages to win that. Which he has the capability of doing so, because Omega is one of the best wrestlers I've ever known. Lord knows my twin has always talked about how he would love to have another match with Omega at some point in the future. I know for a fact. And Omega's been hungry to win more championships and add them to his collection because he's trying to be like the belt collector for whatever reason. And let's get this one-on-one match that used to be a 3-4-way match until things happen underway. And now Lantern with an armbar on Omega flips him over. Elbow to the back of the head. And now just stomping away at Omega. And he whipped that kick there. Up the double chop. And Omega whipping Lantern to the outside. And just tosses him back in the ring. Front flip, leg drop there by Omega. And Omega with headlock into an armbar, and Lantern flips him over. And a kick to the lower back of the Green Lantern by Omega. And another front flip kick there. And Omega whoops Green Lantern into the corner. And now Omega with a DDT off the freaking middle turnbuckle to Green Lantern. And an arm breaker there by Omega the Lantern. And no headlock. No backbreaker by AA Omega there, the Green Lantern. And heel kick there, which barely grazed him. Colin Apple tap from the 2. Sean McCarthy's going to be happy about that. Into a go behind. Russian leg sweep by Omega the Lantern. And now Omega with an armbar on Lantern again. And Lantern whips him in the corner. Freaking running clothes on there by Lantern. And this isn't just an opportunity to get into a title match at the biggest show of the year. This is also because these guys would really like to get that payday. Because if you wrestle at the biggest stage in this company, or like if you're waiting for WWE and your match you get on WrestleMania, even if you're like one of the first matches, that's still a freaking huge payday compared to other pay-per-views. And some of the guys in this company do care about that paycheck. Not as much as people in AEW, though. There's some questionable people. Either way. Reverse neckbreaker on the knee by Lantern there at Omega. The Lantern with a flurry of punches and kicks at Omega and dazed him with that one. Oh god. Lantern with a freaking powerbomb to his knee to Omega. And just scraping his boot against Omega's face there. Omega blocks that punch. No headlock, and Lantern slips out. And Omega with a kick to midsection and a pair of chops to Lantern and armbar. And Lantern with a shoulder tackle to Omega. And a Lantern whipping Omega in the ropes. And Hurricanrana by AA Omega. And a Lantern whipping Omega in the ropes again. And Omega with another Hurricanrana. He's a crafty one, I'll give him that much in the case of Omega. And a heel kick there by Omega, taking down Lantern. Another Hurricane Rana by Omega. And Omega just a punch and a chop there and a go behind. And Lantern flips him over again. And a Lantern with an armbar on Omega. And a gut buster to AA Omega there by Green Lantern. And the Lantern whooping Omega into the corner. Reverse neck breaking on his knee again. And now just stomping away at Omega. Hurricane Rana again by Lantern. I mean Omega and Lantern, sorry. And just slams him down to the Omega. And now Omega with an armbar on Green Lantern again. Flips him over. Another kick to the lower back of Lantern. Another front flip leg drop. Whatever the hell that was. And another one. And Omega with a go behind on Lantern. Russian leg sweep. Just scraping his boot against, his shoe against Lantern's face again. And the Lantern whooping Omega into the ropes. Back body dropped Omega by Lantern. Whatever the hell that was. And now Lantern with a headlock on Omega. Whoops him in the corner. And now Omega onto the middle turnbuckle, and another DDT off the middle turnbuckle. And now Lantern just a punch to the midsection of Omega there. Clothesline by Lantern, Omega. And Omega just trips him up. Kick the midsection of Omega by Lantern, and a go behind. Russian leg sweep. The Lantern just raining down punches to the head of AA Omega. I will give Lantern credit. He is one of the toughest guys in the roster because of what he's shown he can do in the show, and from what I know of what he can do in the comics. So the fact that Omega has managed to hang on with him for this long kind of surprises me. Dragon Scoop by Omega. Lantern just punches him off again. Close on there by Lantern, knocking him down again. Kick to the midsection. And another heel kick. Go behind by Omega on Lantern. DDT off the tilt-a-whirl. Damn near spiked him. And Lantern just punches him off. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Omega to Lantern. And Lantern just punches him off again. And they ran right into each other. Neckbreaker by Lantern and Omega. These two really want to get into that 4-way IC title match with the freaking Final Hunt too. They really want to be in that match. That's why they're fighting their asses off. And Lantern tried to go for something there, but Omega reversed it into a Russian leg sweep. Another kick to the back of Lantern by Omega. Tried to go for a drop kick to the legs there to Omega, but he missed because Lantern dodged. And Omega blocking that punch in a headlock. And Omega with a neck breaker to Lantern. And now Omega going for the freaking Future Shock DDT to Lantern. And Omega dragging Lantern from the ropes. Going for a cover is Omega. Only a 1 count. What the fuck? If a DDT didn't put him away, this probably will. Omega with his patented tombstone pile driver. And now drags him from the ropes again. Going for a cover. 1, 2. And Lantern kicked out again. What the There's that strength I was talking about with Lantern. And Russian leg sweep by Omega, who's probably really pissed off right now. Springboard front foot. Freaking by Omega there. Almost like a senton. Omega stomped the arm of Lantern because he is livid right now. Another stomp to the arm of Lantern. He's like, I am going to break your fucking arm if you keep so that you can't kick out anymore. Back body drop by Lantern, Omega. Heel kick. And Lantern punches him off. Another kick in the midsection there. And Lantern with the Green Lantern's light. The Lantern dragging Omega from the ropes. Gumbo cover. 1, 2, and Omega kicks out. I missed the kick there to Omega. Drop kick to the leg of Lantern. Now Omega with another Russian leg sweep to Lantern. And now Omega's trying to go for a submission on Green Lantern. If you can't pin him, make him submit, I guess. Make him tap! Make him humble! Ask him! Again, I'm just stealing all the magnesium shit. I have like most of the roster and they're freaking using the joke. Miss you guys, by the way. Trevor, Magnitude, Packard, PJR, Shadow. Miss you guys. And now Omega's back up after having his legs kicked off from underneath him by Green Lantern. And Omega slipped out of Green Lantern's light attempt there by Lantern and a clothesline at the back of the head. And Omega going to the top turnbuckle. And he missed the freak. I think he missed the freaking splash there, but I think he also nailed it because he landed on his back. I can't really tell. And Lantern just no sells it either way and whipped him to the outside. Stunner freaking and a hot shot to Omega, sending him to the floor. And now Lantern going to the outside, chasing after Omega. Neckbreaker by Lantern Omega. And now Lantern with a neckbreaker DDT or whatever the hell that was to Omega on the outside. Oh god. And now Lantern with another powerbomb onto his knee to the back of the neck of Omega. Rips up to a count of 6. And now Lantern's back in the ring. And now Omega's back up. And now Omega's just wandering on the ring, probably dazed. And Omega's going to top turnbuckle. And Lantern cut him off, unsurprisingly. Arm drag to Omega from the top turnbuckle by Lantern. And now just raining down more punches. Is Lantern. And Lantern flips him over. Running boot to the face of Omega there by Lantern. Going for a cover. One. Only a 1 count. And Omega blocks that punch. And now Omega going for a second. Tombstone pile driver to Lantern. Drags him from the ropes again. If the first one didn't pin him for good, this one probably will. 1, 2, and Omega is going to final hunt 2 for being that 4-way Intercontinental title match. Freaking Christ, probably one of the best matches of Green Lantern's career, even though he takes a loss. But Lantern came and he showed just how talented he is in this match. And like I said, probably one of the best matches that Lantern's ever had in his career. And this is probably be up there on the list of best matches his company's ever had. But Omega with the big win, and he's going to the big show, not Paul White, freaking to compete for a title. Again. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, all that stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!